already started with the foundations of Python, and in this particular session, we will be doing the different frameworks in Python which are available, and basically the three most important libraries which are used in most of the machine learning programs or machine learning applications. That is Numpy, Pandas, and sklearn. So we have already started with the foundations of Python, and in the same way with Colab only, we would be doing the frameworks. First of all, we'll start with Numpy. Those who have already PyTorch or Jupyter or Notebook or something like that installed onto your system can use that. So Numpy is a framework which is used, or you can say it is a library which is used for numerical calculations. So it is very much similar to MATLAB. MATLAB deals with matrices, and Numpy also convert the entire data into matrices, and then you can perform various operations on that, row-wise, column-wise, like that. So import Numpy as NP is you are importing this library and giving an alias as NP. So that whenever you want to use any function of NumPy, you can simply write np dot and the function can be used directly. So I'm just copy pasting the code on your chat box. I particularly took all the sessions today so that you get a very solid foundation of Python, because from now onwards, whenever you will have any session tomorrow or day after tomorrow, the speaker would be talking about the direct implementation. The speaker will not cover the basics, firstly, and secondly, it will not cover the details of NumPy, Pandas, and sklearn also. It will not talk about, any of the speakers will not talk about the different functions which are involved with the three libraries. They may speak about certain specific functions that may be used, but they will not talk about the basics of that. So that is why in the previous session, I took the basics so that even those who have not done Python ever before, or who don't have any experience with any of the programming languages, don't find it difficult to understand the lectures of other speakers. From day 2 till day 5, you will not find me anywhere. I don't have any sessions from day 2 to day 5. Like, see, if you see here, tomorrow we have Deshpande sir, Milind, Tappan, Dr. Tappan, and Dr. Tausif. Then again we have Dr. Tappan, Dr. Nishad, Tausif, and Santosh Viparthi sir from IIT Guwahati. Dr. Jitendra from Nagpur, Dr. Meenakshi Arya. So you will not find me till day 6 when I would be talking about NLP. So I specifically took all the sessions today so that you have the solid foundations of Python and the solid foundations of NumPy, Pandas, and sklearn. So I will go through some of the functions of NumPy, Pandas, and sklearn so that whenever Dr. Milind is talking about the implementation of the decision tree, you don't find any problem. Or like when Dr. Tausif is talking about the implementation of SVM, you are able to understand the things. Okay. So you can convert any array to a NumPy array by specifying np.array, which again np is the function of NumPy, and np is the NumPy library, and array is the function of NumPy. So again, when you do it for the first time, it will take some time, but later on it will be executed fast. Then you can print the type of the array. So it is a NumPy n-dimensional array. Similarly, you can also convert a list to an array by saying as array. So as array will convert it to a list. You can convert a list to a float NumPy array also. So all the elements of the array will be now converted to float. I have copy pasted all the codes. Just let me know once you are through with that. Just let me know if you have executed till float. And the last but not the least is shape. You can find out the shape of the NumPy array by simply saying dot shape. Just let me know once you are till here. What do you mean by a vector in this side, Krishna Santosh, sir? What do you want to have in a
It's
vector?
kind of
You want to convert it
yeah,
into rows and
vertical
columns?
array.
So that is already done
Yeah,
with the
right,
Numpy
right.
array.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm unable to hear you.
In the array, it's kind of single row, one row, right, ma'am? So can we convert into a column?
Double dimensional. You want to talk about double dimensional. This is how you do it. This is how you do it actually.
Oh,
And you can change the shape of the array also and make it from single dimensional to double dimensional by using the command reshape.
okay, ma'am.
There is a command known as reshape. Here it is. So in this way, if you have taken 20 values in any array, then you can convert it into 5 plus 4 by using the reshape. But the number of values should remain the same in both previously and afterwards, before reshape and after reshape. So we have already done the slicing, and I told you that we will be doing slicing again when we would be doing NumPy array. So if suppose this is a NumPy array and the shape of this NumPy array is 2 plus 3, if I want to print the first row, it would be like all the values of the rows and the column. So it will actually print the first column, and the first column actually corresponds to, okay, let me annotate. If you talk about this particular array, so this is 14, 22, 3, 46, 52, 62. Okay, so this is 0, 1, 0, 1, and 2. So when I say colon, this means all the rows. So all the rows means this row also and this row also. And when I say 1, this means 0 and 1. So it will actually print these two values. So all the rows and the second column. If suppose I say 1 like this, 1 comma, so it will print the one row and all the values. So it will print actually this row. Try doing it. If you press colon comma 1, it will print the second column. If you print 1 comma colon, it will print the second row. And if I say x 1 comma colon, it will print the second row. Suppose I want to print, give me the code. I have 14, 22, 3, 46, 52, and 62. Give me the code to print these 4 elements. Give me the code to print these 4 elements. I'm giving you 2 minutes of time. Okay, Sachin and Santosh says this. Let's see. So yes, you get the right answer. The first is colon. That means all the rows and the columns from 1 to 3. What if I print only 52 and 62? Only 52 and 62? Why I am taking a lot of exercises on this? Because this will be required to find out, Sai Krishna, this is wrong. Check it out. First execute yourself and then you write. First execute yourself. Why I am taking a lot of exercises on this? Because this is very much required when you want to specific elements of the data set. When you want specific elements from the data set. Only 52 and 62. Yes, this is absolutely right, Sachin. Sachin. And I could have also done it like this. Then also it could work. Okay. You don't have to mention the last number because it will take all the values till the last. Okay. So these are the different ways. And then this is very important. And if you want to find out the summation of any array on the basis of rows or on the basis of columns. So this does it. Axis is equal to 0 means it does it column wise. So 14 plus 46, 22 plus 52, 3 plus 62 like this. And if you say axis is equal to 1, it will print row wise. Axis is equal to 1 will print row wise. So 14 plus 22 plus 3, 46 plus 52 plus 62. Like this. And this is very much required when you are doing the on the data set. And I would skip. And then this is again very important if you want to have a random array to be declared. I'm giving you something as a homework. If you say that I want to create a random array like this, it will all have the values from 0 to 1. Can I modify this command and have the values from 100 to 200? From 100 to maybe 150? I want the values from 100 to 150. So can you give me the command for that? And this is simply transpose of a matrix. Okay. So for pandas and sklearn, what I'll do is I will actually take a data set from Kaggle and then perform the operations on that. Kaggle is a very nice platform which provides a lot of data sets, and it also gives you a lot of computations. If you really want to get your hands dirty on machine learning and different machine learning implementations, then do these computations. Do participate in these computations. You would really get a very good hands-on exercises, and you would actually get into the real world problem. So you would really love doing it. If you really want to get yourself into coding, try participating in one of these competitions. You would really love working on these competitions, and you would actually it will give you a lot of challenge to work upon. So either you can take these competitions or you can simply go to the data sets. So like suppose I want the COVID-19 data set. Okay, so this consists of 75 MB of data, which corresponds to day-wise, full growth, USA country-wise, world meter, etc. So let's take a smaller data set so that you people can also download that. Just log into Kaggle. This is my login ID. Log into Kaggle and search COVID-19 data set. This is 15 GB Indonesian healthy diet data set. Let's go for this. This is fat apply. Let's go for this COVID-19 dataset. 47 MB. No. Okay, this we can take. You just download this dataset. I have shared the link on the chat box. Download this dataset. And this dataset is like this: daily dataset and summary dataset. This is country-wise dataset. Cumulative total cases, daily new cases, active cases, cumulative total deaths, daily new deaths, like this. So download this dataset. And let me move on to Anaconda now. Because since I'm already using WebEx, so it will be very, very heavy if I try doing it on the framework tutorial on Collab also. And I will say newly Python 3. And I import Numpy as LP, and I import pandas as PD. Okay, done. df is equal to pd dot read underscore csv, and I give the location of the dataset. So here is downloads. I just extract all. In fact, I cut it and put it into my folder in D drive, where I generally store all my datasets. And here I stored all my datasets. Let me extract all, archive 6, and rename this to Corona. Okay. And inside that, I want to use these. So let me just try to change the name of file so that it is easy to use that. At any point of time, if you want me to repeat, I'm doing it very, very slowly. At any point of time, if you want me to repeat or you have not understood, let me know. I'll just copy this address as text, and I'll simply paste it here. And inside that, I want daily. What is the name of the file that I have saved? Daily underscore data. .csv. So I am able to read the data set, and if I say df.head, I would be able to read the first 5 rows of the data set. The first 5 rows of the data set. Please let me know if you are till here. If you are able to read the data set, please let me know. So according to what we discussed in the morning, that is first we have to decide the objective. Yes, Sachin, definitely you would be able to participate in Kaggle. The only thing is you have to work a little harder on the exploratory data analysis part because Kaggle competitions require a lot of exploratory data analysis. So in that case, you will have to face a little problem, but you can definitely do that. No problem at all.
Ma'am, repeat this process of reading the data.
Which process you are talking about, sir?
Ma'am,
Sumitata ma'am?
the data which you have downloaded and then started reading it, like first 5 rows of your data set.
Okay. So as I mentioned very clearly, I downloaded the data set in downloads. It was here, archive. Then I went to a normal folder in which I keep all my data sets because then it is easier to find it again whenever you want. So these are all my data sets on which I do work or in which I do the evaluations or trainings or testings, etc., etc. So this is the Corona dataset, and I have taken these two CSV files which I have downloaded from Kaggle. Next, I set import NumPy as MP and Pandas as PD, and I find out the location of this dataset by copy address as text. I copied the address as text so that I can paste it over here. So this was D datasets Corona dataset daily underscore data. So this is the command which is used to pd.read underscore CSV to read a dataset and convert it into a data frame. And df.hit prints the first 5 rows of the dataset. Now let me know if you are done till here. Download the dataset from Kaggle, store it into a location, and read the dataset from here. So the first objective was to find out the number of corona cases in India. I told you in the morning also, predict the number of corona cases in India on 15th of March. This was my objective. So for this objective, I had to search for the dataset. I went to Kaggle and I got the world corona dataset, daily data. Then I read the dataset and I want to now prepare the dataset for my use. Sachin, in this case, actually, you just have to write R. This generally you get this error. So you just write R here. Your error would be resolved. Because this is the way how you read the file. Then you probably have given a different library there. Use it to a different place it to a different location and then try doing it. Have you changed the name of the file as I have done? Have you changed the name of the file because the name of the file was something different? Okay. Now place it to a different location and then write R there. Probably that would resolve because this is an error which generally comes when you have a different format of the file. Okay, now as I see that this particular data set contains the data for all the countries. Now I want the data only for India because that is what our requirement was. So let's try to have only the data set from India. Where country is equal to India. So it has some missing values. That is why it is giving me such error. I simply downloaded it from Kaggle, dear. Okay, hold on. I went to this particular location. I said just download 8 MB. Download. As soon as I click on download, it will be downloaded as in my downloads folder. So before I start doing any doing modifications or something, I'll have to first remove the null values. You have not created a, have you created a folder as datasets inside your D drive? I have only one break. I have only one this. You have taken two this ones, not take only one. But here it is coming as twice. Now write R over there. Write R over there. Somewhere something is wrong, Sachin. Even I did the same thing. I downloaded the dataset and did the same part. Now when I'm trying to find out India, it is giving me some error because it has some missing values. So how can I do the missing values? Yeah, what have you written? How can you check from D drive? I am not getting you. If you are running it on Collab, then it will be not like this. Oh, Sachin, you didn't inform me that you were doing it on Collab. If you hold on. You have to upload the bill. If you're doing it on Collab, then what you do is you just click on this rectangular box. Click on rectangular blocks and here you will find the upload button. Click on this upload button and give the location of that file. So for me, this was datasets, D datasets, Corona dataset, and daily data. It will take some time because it is quite huge. So once that is there, it will be shown on the left hand side panel. It will be shown here. the name will automatically come here, the name of the file. Once the name of the file is present, then you can write the same code that I have showed you of pd df is equal to pd.read_csv. Okay, now I can see the daily data here. I'll show the code. Import panda as pd df is equal to df is the data frame pd dot read underscore csv, and I don't have to give any location now because it's already uploaded here like this. And then now when I say df dot head, it will print the first 5 rows. Now try doing it. It will be definitely there, Sachin. Definitely there, like this. The upload button will come a little late. You would find this rectangular blocks, and once you click on this rectangular box, you would get this upload button also. It is definitely there. Did you get it? Are you able to do it now? Still not? Share your screen, Sachin. There is a rectangular button. Now, hold on. Let me annotate now. How to annotate here? Okay, it is not giving me an option to annotate now. On the left hand side, you check there is a rectangular box. No, not this one. Come down, down. Yeah, this one. Click on this. You have the upload button. Click on this. Give the location of your data set. Yes. Okay. It will be uploaded. Once it is uploaded, then you write the same command as what I have mentioned. You can stop sharing now. Everybody got this? What about the rest? I am getting a reply only from Sachin. What about the rest? Okay, Durga Devi ma'am. Durga Devi ma'am must have already done it earlier also. What about the rest? Nisha? Nisha ma'am, are you able to do it? Sai Krishna sir? Suman Lata ma'am? Vinod, are you able to do? Siva Kumar sir, Naveen ma'am sir, Sai Sasi Rekha, Shanmukh Priya, Vivek, Vikash. Okay, now suppose if I want to have the data for India, df underscore India is equal to df country is equal to and if I try to find out the head of this, I'll get the first 5 rows like this. If suppose I want to find out the shape, that how many rows and columns does it have, df underscore India dot shape. So this will tell me how many rows are there. So there are 691 rows with 7 columns containing df underscore India shape. I have 691 rows, which is good number. So it starts from 15th Feb 2020. And if suppose I want to find out it goes on till where, I can simply say tail, head and tail. So this will tell me the last 5 rows. So it is going on till 5th January 22. So I have the data from 15th February to 5th January 22. Now there are various things which I need to perform on this data set. First of all, I don't want this cumulative total cases. I don't want cumulative total deaths. I just want daily new deaths. So what I can do is I can simply say df underscore India is equal to df underscore India and the columns which I want. So I don't want country again. I want only the date, comma. I want daily new cases. Then I want active cases. And lastly, I want daily deaths. So it will be like this only. I think it will be there will be 2 brackets. df underscore India. Yeah, 2 brackets. So now this contains only the things which I actually need. I have to remove those rows which has NaN. Okay, so there is a command which says drop NA, which removes all the null values. Drop NA. This is all preparation of the data set. Preparation of the data set because I want to prepare the data set for my analysis. df dot drop NA. So let me have another data frame which says India dot drop NA. So it will drop all the rows which contains null values. Now, if I try to find out the shape of data frame, this would be different. It has removed all the rows which has null values. So we have one dot. Just hold on. Sorry, drop NA is a function. Is a function. So it has 686 rows. Earlier it has 691 rows. 691 rows, and now it has 686 rows. So there were 5 rows which had null values. So now if I check df1 dot head, see the null values have been removed now. All the null values have been removed. The next step that I have to do is convert this date into numbers. Convert this date into numbers because I cannot perform any operations on alphabetic data or alphanumeric data. So can anyone help me out with this? How to convert the alphanumeric data to numbers? There is something which is known as one hot encoder. So I'm giving you how to do that. I'm just copy pasting everything on Anaconda so that again, a lot of internet is used and I'm already on WebEx. So it is taking a lot of toll on that. You will not be able to see anything. So I will be doing it on Anaconda only. I'm removing the collab part. I'm giving you 5 minutes of time to try it out. Okay, how will you be able to convert it into numbers? Those who have already done that can also help me out with this. This is all preparation of the data set. There is also something which is known as describe. Anybody trying out? There is something which is known as label encoder, which encodes the numeric data into, alphabetic data into numeric data. Did anyone try it out? Oh my God, the screen was not visible. Oh, I was doing a lot of things. Okay, so we were here till there. Drop NA. We tried removing the null values. And as I mentioned, I was just copy pasting the things from collab to here. So drop NA, I printed the head. And if you see here, head is containing this date, which is new alphabetic. Because so alphabetic values are not possible to be analyzed. So you have to convert it into numbers. So how do you actually do that is you do a label hot encoder. So label hot encoder says ki, suppose you have the names of the cities like Noida. So Noida would be treated as 1. Then you have Allahabad. So Allahabad would be treated as 2. Nagpur. Nagpur would be treated as 3. Again, if you come Noida, then Noida would be treated as 1 only. So in this case, you are encoding the alphabetic values to numbers. This makes your analysis easier, and you would be, and any of the machine learning algorithms can be applied only on numeric data. So you have to convert your alphabetic data into numeric data. So first of all, we took only these 5 columns because I need only these 5 columns. Then I removed all the null values and I get this data. Then there is something which is known as matplotlib library, which is very much used for plotting the graph, plotting doing the visualization of the data. So as I mentioned, exploratory data analysis takes a lot of time. The first, second, third, and the fourth steps which are involved in solving any machine learning problem, that is gathering the data set, preparation of the data set, and ED, takes maximum of your time, because this is the point where you actually understand the data, how the data looks like, what are the things that you can do on the data, whether it has any null values or not, duplicate values, missing values. So many things needs to be done. So I used a Seaborn library. I use a Seaborn and named it as SNS. Similarly, I use matplotlib as pyplot as PLT, and this is I can do a, what is this? This is known as bivariate analysis. You are trying to have an analysis of 2 variables at a time. So daily new deaths and daily new cases. Active cases, daily new deaths. Active cases. So how these two are interrelated to each other, and the diagonal, this diagonal, is actually univariate analysis. The diagonal is univariate analysis, and this is bivariate analysis. This is bivariate analysis. Actually, this particular data set doesn't need any types of bivariate analysis because it is a simple data of COVID. But if you have a very complex data, then you need to have this bivariate and univariate analysis. And this is a heat map. Heat map actually gives you the correlation matrix. So daily new cases are very much interrelated with active cases. And active cases and daily new deaths are related with new cases like this. So this gives you the heat map also. And then finally, I'll go for a label encoder in which I convert the date. I convert the date to numbers. And now if I see, so date has been converted to numbers. Once this is done, I can very well go ahead and now use the sklearn model.selection and import the train, test, and split library from there. And I take the data frame to be as df1 and take the training set to be 70% and testing set to be 30%. Okay, so let's do it. So if I now try to find out the shape of training data, it has 48 train and test data shape. This 206. So 70% of the data is used for training and 206 rows is used for testing, or you can call it as evaluation. I'm not doing any predictions as of now, because for prediction, I will have to take a new data set. So I'm doing the training and the testing, and then I can apply the linear regression model as I have showed you in the morning how to apply a linear, the theoretical aspects of linear regression model. So what I'm doing here is I'm just copy pasting the code, and I want you all to do it. I want you all to try it yourself. And I'll wait for 5 minutes of time till you come here. I'm copy pasting all the commands on the chat box so that you can try it out. And I will not move further until and unless you say, yes, you have tried it out. Once you have able to split the data set into training and testing data, then only I will move forward. Please try. And this was the first command in which I was taking only the India data set. Try it out. I'm giving you sufficient time. I'm still waiting. I want a response from you all. Finished? Okay. So were you able to do the predictions also, Durga Devi ma'am? What is the graph that you are getting? Yeah, what is the prediction values that you are getting? But did you use the test data separately or you did the predictions on the current data only? Okay, so in this case, the linear regression model, if you see, just let me share the screen. This was the data set which we had. Okay, so in this case, what you can say is daily new cases is the one which we used. So in the case of daily new cases, you can make this as well, and you want to predict the number of corona cases on 10th of March. Again, we have the data till 5th of January, so probably you can predict it on 6th of January. So you can make this as Y. Will be Y. Okay. So basically, here I can say X is equal to df1 daily new cases, active cases, comma. Let's have date also. cases, comma, daily new deaths. This is all X because this is the X parameters. Sorry, daily new deaths. This is all X, and let's make Y. So Y is equal to df1 at daily new cases. This is a predictor variable. That's what we saw in the morning. What did we see in the morning? We say Y is equal to mx plus c, where X consists of all the parameters and Y is a predictor variable. So in this case, my Y is a predictor variable is active cases. I want to find out new cases. I want to find out the new cases. So this is my Y. And red X corresponds to date. X corresponds to date, active cases, and daily new deaths. Okay. So this is all X. This is Y. Df underscore train, df underscore test. And similarly, we'll have X and Y also, which corresponds to all the X and all the Y. Okay. This is actually converting your into training and the testing data only. So once I have the train data and the test data, I have to get the Ys also. Then only I can do the regression model. So see here, you have to implement this on train and test data, training data. So df underscore train dot shape, and in this, either I can do it like this, X and Y, or I could have done it like this. So X is equal to, let me copy paste it like this. And here Y consists of only daily new cases. Df underscore train, and this would be X underscore train, and this would be Y underscore train. Df underscore train. Okay. Similarly, I will have X underscore test for df underscore test, and I will have, I hope you are able to understand this. I'm dividing the test data into and train data like this. Okay. And now I would do it with df underscore train, or you can say X underscore train. I'm learning the model on X underscore train and Y underscore train like this. And I will predict it on X underscore test. Similarly, in this way, I got the values. I got these values, the predictable values. I'm predicting the values of X. So this is the values of X. That is, I'm predicting the value, the number of corona cases as 88,000. Then, like this, I'm predicting the number of corona cases. The answers are absolutely wrong. Why? Because I have not done the cleaning of the data set properly. And in fact, in corona cases, you cannot implement a linear regression. You have to implement something else because there are so many parameters which are affected. But this is the way how you actually do it. You convert your entire data set into training set and the testing set. So training set will correspond to all the parameters except the predictor variable, and Y will contain only the predictor variable. That is the daily new cases. And so these are the daily new cases which I am predicting on the test data. So I trained myself on this and then I'm evaluating it on this. I didn't train it on the test data because test data is something in which I'm doing prediction. So I cannot do the prediction on the trained data, or I cannot do the training on the test data. Is it clear? And now I can do a comparison between y underscore test and y underscore predict, because this is, I have predicted, and this is actually these are the actual values and these are the predictable values. So I can compare between these two. So let me plot that. I can do a comparison of these two, y underscore test and y underscore predict. Difference between these two. Let me know if you have understood this. This is what I understood. Could you manage to do it? So if you see here, I can find out the R2 score. Okay, I'll have to include that library. So let me remove that. I can find out a scatter plot. Scatter plot can be done with respect to y underscore test and y underscore predict. So let me remove these PLT. Sure. Just hold on. Y underscore test. Like this. So these are the values which I'm getting. Of course, these are not correct, but this is the model fit. X underscore test, X underscore train. Test and predict. Like this. Are you able to do it till here? Okay. So this is how we are trying to plot the lines between y_test and y_predict. What is the difference? So this is almost the same. This is the line best width. I'm saying that there is a very good accuracy. Whatever the prediction values are there, they are very much related to the test values. The only difference lies is here, this wala part. Almost here, it is almost the same. Okay, now the questions. I showed you from the very beginning, I took the data set from Kaggle, how to take the data set from Kaggle, then prepare the data set as per your choice. So I used drop NA to remove all the null values. I also took only the data set for India. I didn't want the rest of the countries. So I again prepared the data set and took the details of the country India. Then I removed all the null values. I also converted the alphabetic data into numeric data. Done with the help of SNS library, matplotlib library, and I visualized it by using the heat map and the correlation matrix. Once all that was done, that is EDA was done, I did building the model. So I built a regression model onto this linear regression model in which I'm predicting the value, predicting the number of corona cases on so and so date as per the training. So I took 676 rows were there for X. So I converted it into a 70-30 ratio. I 400 rows were used for training and 300 rows were used for testing, 200. And then I applied the linear regression model and I did the Y test and Y predict and build the model and then plot a graph. Or I wanted to have a difference between, as what I mentioned, the difference between Y predicted and Y actual. That will actually give you the accuracy. That what is the difference between predicted value and the actual value, as what I discussed in the morning. Whatever I discussed in the morning, I just implemented it right here. So all the values which were there, all the parameters was X, only the new cases was Y. So that is why I bifurcated the two values, because I want predictable values, Y. I want Y and X to be separated. So all the parameters are X and only the active, the daily new cases is Y. Okay, so I want to predict the number of daily new cases on 3rd of March, 3rd of January, because I had the data till 2nd of January, something like that. Okay, so what I did was I made all the parameters as X and active new cases was Y. Then I trained, I splitted the data set into train data and test data, built the model on the training data, and then predicted it on the test data. And then I did the evaluation of finding out the difference between Y predicted and Y actual. And accordingly, I can change the hyperparameters and do all that stuff. Okay, but the basic idea is you first gather the data set, prepare the data set, and then build the model. And while building the model, you actually have to convert it to X and Y. So this is the summary of whatever we have done. Just let me know if you have understood at least 50% of it. Because of course you are doing it for the first time, so probably you will not be able to understand 100% until and unless you do it again yourself. So you'll have to actually do it again yourself. Once you do it, then you would have 100%. But I sincerely hope that you have understood 50% of whatever I have done today. Please let me know on the chat box. Oh, thank you, Siva Kumar sir. He says he had understood more than 75%. Thank you so much. That's really a wonderful compliment for me. A wonderful compliment that if you have understood 75%, then my hard work is paid off. Thank you, Nutan ma'am. Thank you so much. Actually, I was also doing it for the first time on this data set. So I actually took the data set and did all what you should be doing whenever you take a data set from Kaggle. So I took you from the very beginning till the last. This you have to do to solve any problem. Thank you, Suman. Array, almost completely. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sadhana ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. That's a beautiful compliment. Okay, Shanmukriya. I do remember you. I would be sharing the recordings, but it will take some time because I was just checking that WebEx has not actually prepared the recordings as yet. So once that is done, then I would upload it on the official YouTube channel of IIIT Nagpur, and from there you can download it for your convenience, or you can see it from there. Yeah, sure. I have already shared the Jupyter file. I would share this Jupyter file with you also for analysis. So I'm just sharing the Jupyter file.
Good evening, ma'am.
On WhatsApp.
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, Sadhana ma'am.
Really wonderful and yes, mission is very powerful, understandable also. If we are beginner as well, na, so we understood a lot from this. But ma'am, due to some classes and other assignments, it becomes very difficult to
Yes,
attend
I do
sessions
understand.
in
Actually, I have
continuous
made it
manner.
very, very thorough.
So
There
that's
are 4
why
sessions
only
every day.
only my request is please provide the recordings of
Sure, sure. I'll definitely do that.
recordings
And
of
yeah. I have shared both the
yes.
IP by
Thank you,
NB
ma'am.
files.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have shared both the IP by NB files on the
Okay.
WhatsApp group, and I hope all are a member of that WhatsApp group.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope everybody is a part of the WhatsApp group. So I have shared both the IP by NB file for the Python basics also, and currently the Corona analysis that I was doing. For both, I have shared the files. Yes, Sachin, I would share that as well, the written notes. Correlation coefficients are absolutely fine, Durga Devi ma'am. It's fine. Mean squared error is too high. It should not be like that. This is something wrong. Mean squared error will not be like this. Actually, the data which I received was also not correct. It had a lot of problems. And I took it directly from Kaggle, so I didn't do any data cleaning or something. So I'll have to do the data cleaning and then only it can be used. I wanted to show you from Kaggle itself. Otherwise, I had some cleaned data also with me. So, but I didn't use that because I wanted to start from the very beginning from Kaggle itself. So on Kaggle also, you will get some cleaned data also. So try using the cleaned data for the very practice. Okay. So thank you once again for joining for today's all the 4 sessions. And I'm very happy that on all the 4 sessions, it was a good attendance and people loved the sessions and they were able to get a lot of take homes from today's sessions. And from tomorrow onwards, it will be more towards specific machine learning applications. So today was dedicated to machine learning introduction and machine learning. And from tomorrow onwards, it will be machine learning applications. So different sort of applications would be discussed by different people. So please do attend those sessions, and these are short sessions of 1.5 hours only. So please do attend that, and we'll meet tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. The meeting ID, meeting details will remain the same for all the 6 days. So don't worry about the meeting details, and I'll keep on sharing it on the WhatsApp group as well. And we'll start at 9:30 tomorrow sharp. Thank you so much. Sachin sir, the attendance is already taken. I would consider that attendance to be for all the 4 sessions today. Since I was the only one for all the 4 sessions, so I would consider that. From tomorrow onwards, you will get the link for each and every session separately. So thank you once again for joining. Thank you. Okay, I'm closing the meeting now. Thank you so much once again.